Welcome to Module 3. Let's learn all about FICO. As we discussed in our brief history of credit reporting, the technology calculating the credit score was standardized by Fair, Isaac & Company, known today as FICO. FICO calculates a FICO score, which is provided to three major credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Lenders may use the FICO score only or buy a credit report from one of the credit bureaus to have a better picture of your financial situation. FICO is not just one score. It actually has 16 subsets that are used in different credit situations. The most commonly requested FICO scores are FICO 8 and then FICO 9. These scores are typically used by credit card companies and auto lenders. FICO 8 and FICO 9 will look at your experience with these types of credit to help lenders evaluate your overall credit worthiness. If you are applying for a mortgage, FICO 2, FICO 4, or FICO 5 will be used for mortgage lending by Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, respectively. FICO scores range from 300 to 850, with 850 being considered a perfect score. The score is calculated using a combination of the following: payment history at 35%, amount owed at 30%, credit history length at 15%, new credit at 10%, and credit mix at 10%. Let's take a closer look at each of these categories. Let's start with payment history, which has the biggest impact on your score. It is the largest category at 35% and measures how well you have paid your credit accounts over the length of time you have had credit. Basically, how well you pay your bills on time. Next is amount owed at 30%, which is the percentage of the total credit you are using versus what is available to you. If you had $3,000 of purchases across 3 credit cards, each with a $5,000 limit, then you have a 20% utilization rate. To calculate this rate, you divide 3,000 of purchases by 3 cards times $5,000 credit limits, or $3,000 divided by $15,000, which equals 20%. Length of credit history is up next. This category accounts for 15%, with seasoned accounts raising your credit score. If you've held a credit card for many years, you may want to think twice about canceling it. Now let's move on to the smaller categories, starting with new credit. This metric accounts for 10% of the total score, and borrowers are downgraded if they open multiple new accounts all at once. So don't go out and get a new credit card, apply for a car loan, and look for a mortgage all at once. And finally, there's credit mix, which accounts for 10% of the total score. FICO rewards people for managing multiple different types of debt, like auto loans, mortgages, and credit cards. As we mentioned earlier, FICO has 16 variants to their credit score to meet the needs of lenders looking to understand a borrower's payment behavior. Usually these scores are tailored to support auto, credit card, and mortgage lender requirements. In conclusion, FICO analyzes 5 components with different weights to determine a FICO score. FICO assigns the largest percentage to payment history in its scoring methodology. And FICO has many scores to meet lender requirements on borrowers' behavior.